Hello.
Hey, can you hear me?
Hi, Frank. How are you?
Okay.
Good, good, good. Right. Do you have a camera? Oh, there you go. You're just changing it now. Brilliant. Nice one. How are you doing?
Oh, pretty good.
Yeah. Just put my phone on silent. Okay. Tell me, what's brought you to see me today? What would you like to do? Do you know?
Uh, yeah. I'm see if I can turn this volume down here a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Hang on here just a second. Yeah, it's up all the way.
Mm.
All right, that should be able to hear you now.
Okay. Is that
All right,
better?
yeah. Yeah, much better. You was like
Brilliant.
blasting my ears out. Like, no, that's not going to get it.
No worries.
Well, I didn't know if it was best for you to do your thing or if you wanted to hear a little bit of my background and then do it that way.
I am completely open to anything really. I've got a lot of information coming in already. And I'm just starting to feel through it all, but it's also quite nice just to kind of touch base and see where you're at as well, because that may also open up things a little bit further and wider.
Okay. Well, I guess I can tell you the short version.
Okay.
The short version is that I'm on my 331st life. This is my seventh time on Earth. The
Mm.
life that I lived before this one, I came from the eighth dimension of Sirius A.
Okay.
It was there. I was abducted, and actually, what I did on Sirius there is I created spacecraft for beings from all over the universe,
Mm.
and I had this ability to know where all the stargates are at and how to open them.
Okay.
So it so then I was taken to Jupiter, and as I say, I'm just telling you the short story.
Hmm.
Uh, when, well, on Jupiter, they ended up like fracturing my soul, and this particular body that I have here has it came to Earth with 30% of my soul, and there was 15 drones created from me, and they end up putting you like into this pod. You get put on this shelf, and your birth date is right below when you get sent. So they had then abducted my mom and pulled her up on the craft, and she was already pregnant with she was 1 month pregnant. Well, they aborted that fetus and they implanted me into my mother.
Okay.
It was There was a tall Nordic being with the name of Naeem. He's
Hmm.
responsible for my genetics.
Okay. No.
And like if you was to call on him, he'd talk to you.
Okay.
Uh, I don't know what exactly that he would have to say or tell you, but so I was this was all pretty much to be done because I was set up for SSP, and I went right into Dark Fleet.
Hmm.
And so I've pretty much been in all those organizations, in the SSP, everything but Mars Defense.
Okay.
So anything to do with up on the moon. Uh, and I went by the name of Captain Finley,
Okay.
and I was a Starfleet captain. And like I said, I think the whole situation all kind of resolved around the fact that I knew about this, where all the stargates and stuff were at throughout the universe.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I don't know that, but I kind of feel that.
That's what you feel.
So so I kind of started, be getting this awakening, and I think it was like in 2017,
Mm-hmm.
and my mother-in-law had passed away, and I just kind of started out on this mission, and it all kind of turned into the normal thing. You start out, you become known about your health, and
Mm.
and you just, it just flooded in more and more stuff. You just believe in it,
Mm.
all the stuff being a lie, kind of like what I've got to tell you now is just going to be like something that you're going to already have heard 1,000 times.
Mm.
But so I come across somebody, since I have never been able to be hypnotized.
Mm-hmm.
What I learned is I can find this by connecting with telepaths, so they can channel me, they can chart, as me, they can see everything to do with me. Uh, Probably, I don't know. I'm guessing like yourself, but so I saw one in, I want to say October
Mm-hmm.
of 21,
Right.
and that's a lot of what I really learned about. A lot to do with me is from her, and uh, she comes from actually another universe. So,
Mm.
uh, but
Okay.
like I said, that's what I've had to do. So I don't, why I'm not able to be hypnotized, or why I've got this problem, uh, where and I'm tell you,
Mm.
it's not because my mind races, like I don't reach a meditation state.
Mm.
I can blank my mind out. I can keep myself from falling asleep. I've learned techniques with rolling my tongue backwards in the mouth, and I mean, I've been around for a while,
Mm-hmm.
but I
Yeah.
know it's like everybody that I meet that say that's really that's really like telepathic or whatever. I mean, they all tell me that I'm like extremely psychic. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, you really are. And the only thing that I notice is my intuition is like, I mean, it's just pow. I mean, it's really off. I mean, as far as, I mean, I have a lot of it. I mean, I can really tell it's really heavy. But
Mm.
my visuals,
Mm-hmm.
my visuals aren't there. And my biggest wish of everything is being able to see my etheric body,
I was
because
gonna
it's,
say, yeah, sorry to interrupt. I was getting so much pain over the third eye, and it was as if it was just like streamed filled with entity attachments within there. And also within the heart and chest and lungs as well. I'm picking up something there as well, really big, really heavily. And in regards to being unable to be hypnotized or going to states of meditation, I'm feeling just even as I'm sitting back and allowing myself to deepen into this, it's almost like there's a kind of jump start or a fight or flight response that's so subtle but so active that it sends like an electric current through the body, through the nervous system that is interlinked into the brain tissues which pertain an alpha state of brainwave, if that makes sense.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
here's the thing: when I try to meditate, and I told you, I'll blank my mind down, and it's
Mm.
like in 15 minutes, I got sweat pouring out of my body.
Yeah, it's the
And it's like,
toxin. Yeah,
this
very interesting.
this isn't right, you know? I mean,
Yeah.
so ever since I found out a lot of this information, my number one goal is to have my third eye open to be able
Mm.
to reach and see my etheric body so I can protect myself because
Mm.
we we've removed so many devices and attachments and stuff off to me that when they were
Mm.
done, there was like a stack that was like up to my chest level, how many devices and stuff that I had. I had stuff all over my head, all over
Mm.
my shoulder area, attached back down into my spine,
Mm.
you know, and all of this stuff had a lot to do with creating pain. And I've been in pain all of my life. I mean,
Right.
I sit here right now with a heating pad on my stomach and I
Yeah.
have fentanyl patches on and I've had teeth problems, you know, so all my teeth has been removed
Mm.
and I had migraines, which I don't have those now, but I had migraines all my life. Well, now I learned where those come from, you know. It's
Yeah.
from it's from the implants and the devices that I had in here.
Right. Did
So
you do the J seal removal with Indy?
no, I talked to her back in the beginning, but
Mm.
how you respond and what you have to say and all that is big to me because I mean, I really investigate someone before I really get
Yeah.
into them. So it like you guys doing your stuff around the Vatican, and I'm watching you all that time. You
Yeah. Oh
know,
wow.
he might have been talking and all that, but I'm looking at you, I'm listening,
Mm.
and I'm seeing how you move your eyes, when you close your eyes,
Right.
where
Yeah.
you're putting your head at. You know, I mean,
Yeah. Wow.
well, that's really like what I did on Cirrus A when somebody would come in to have me do something. I would read them,
Yeah.
and so based off their mental thoughts, where they were living at, what kind of minerals and stuff that they had
Mm.
on access to. That's how I built their ship. You
Right.
know, I
Yeah.
mean, it
Yeah.
wasn't all just about their size. Their thoughts, if their thoughts were real slow, you know, I mean, whatever. So
Okay.
I read people in that sense. But
Wow. Yeah.
but no, yeah, I was man. I mean, there's so many times I was so close, and I questioned her about him, and it's like I had talked to so many people. Have you guys ever heard about J Seals? Never, nothing. You know,
Mm.
all the stuff to do with them with what she had put in place, and
Yeah. Yeah.
no, no. I said, you've never seen anything. You've never seen anything in any bodies or nothing.
Right.
You know, and
Okay.
it wasn't just one person I would ask, it would be all of them.
Mm.
And that doesn't mean they exist, don't get me wrong, you
Mm.
know, because everything sounded really good, you know, to her,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
whatnot. But but I never made that connection with her. Plus I
Right.
wasn't for sure about because she said, well, I'll help you.
Right.
Amanda's like, I'll help you, you know, get through it. And I thought, what the heck? What the heck was that? Jesus. What the heck? Hey, Vic, get my gun. No, they're breaking the windows. Get the gun. Oh.
We interrupt our program to bring you this important message.
Well, then I'll have to be hypnotized. And, you know, and I know it's
Yeah.
I know it. I know it's not good to sit there and say, "Oh, I can't be hypnotized. I can't,"
Mm.
because
Yeah,
I
yeah.
literally I do affirmations and stuff
Yeah.
and say certain prayers every day that
Mm.
that should be opening it up. But I'm the
Okay.
type of person that I don't call and ask. I don't ask people to
Mm.
do things. I always try to do them for myself.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I never asked for anything. Well, here come this one time in my life, and I actually I reached out to uh be my higher self, my guides,
Mm.
uh source, anybody, but to help me accomplish this, if it can't be send put something in place that I understand that it can't be done or
Mm.
it's not possible. And I always end up like on deaf ears. No, I
Right.
get no response, no vibes.
Mm.
So, Felix, where you see me sitting at right now, this
Mm.
is where I sleep.
Oh,
This
wow.
is where I am at 24/7.
Oh my God.
I
Okay.
literally have shut my life down and try to get this overly accomplished,
Okay.
and try to do that.
Right.
So
Okay.
things are better now than what they was, prior to, but that's all to do with the positive changes that are going on, and it's like I feel them.
Yeah. 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 Yeah,
I mean, they're
definitely.
even a year ago, things seem to be so much nicer now than what they used to be,
Mm.
even just a year ago.
Hmm. Yeah, definitely. Should we jump into the session? I'm feeling
Yeah.
a lot of energy coming in at the moment. My
Yeah.
glands have just gone very swollen as well for some reason.
Okay.
So this can be done, just work with your intention, and I'm just going to start visualizing and coming into your fields. And everything that I say is what I'm experiencing, is what is going on within your fields.
Okay.
Okay, so we're just going to go ahead and take a deep breath in, connecting into the breath and bringing down a pillar of white light, connecting through the grand central sun into the diamond core of the earth. Breathing in here, purification of the physical vessel. I'm also seeing the triquetra geometry overline and holographically inlay through the body here, and it's flashing into gold. Taking in the breath and extension of that triquetra. I'm also seeing a Genesis code activation. I will give you a visual to help you kind of see.
That's
I think
me.
that's probably easier for you.
That's me.
Um,
I activate that almost every day.
Brilliant. Okay. Teodora sumna ayi. Not that one. No, Yotora. Mayam. Alchemy. Yotora. Where did I put this symbol? Okay, we'll work with that one. So we'll just use this symbol code that's on the left-hand side. So the perpetual life source code. This is what
Okay.
I'm seeing, and I'm seeing the triquetra within this. And I'm seeing it holographically merge to the body, and the depths of these field tone essence are building into a spectrum of emerald and into blue. So we're working with the heart range and the field of expression as well. Taking a breath and really allowing that to develop. I'm feeling a lot of release from the cranial sacrum here. Okay, and I just want to tune in a little bit further. I'm beginning to see all of these levels of gray tone lift and release from your field. It's like it's all rising up from the earth body, which we can connect into the earth elemental. Physicality, layers of trauma, degradation, cells that are going through a decay program or a cell death program, running to regenesis, which would be called apoptosis. lifting to release fear. I'm seeing the sword implanted into the earth with a coiled serpent wrapped around it, and I'm not loving that as well. It's almost like an anti-life or a black magic kind of attribute into your masculine consciousness, where you would be falling back on your empowerment. And immediately I'm seeing you take the sword in your hand, your right hand, and as you grab the handle, the serpent around it begins to dissolve, departicularize, break away. And I'm seeing you bring the sword up, pointing to the sky, into the Genesis flower of life. Taking a breath in here and opening through the DNA fields. And I'm just feeling the body really tilt and contort here. Opening the chest, sternum cavity, taking in a breath. Opening through the Vitruvian man, divine masculine blueprints. As we run calibration through the masculine fields. Nyanai. Dissolving infiltration. And it's like, oh, as this is coming up, I'm feeling all of this layer of almost like breathlessness that's situated through the left side of the chest, the lungs, where that attachment was sat across the chest and the lungs. I'm feeling it going into the left side, really pulling itself out of the body, out of the tissues, and expanding through the spinal column. I'm feeling the spinal column extend, like a correction to a curved spine almost. Right the way down into the base of the spine, the sacrum. Feeling corrections to the Kundalini caduceus. And seeing and feeling fire rise through the spinal alignment correction. Lifting out deep, deep fear. And this is extending through the entire left side of the body. Your divine feminine. And as the fire is rising up into the head, I'm seeing the secretion moving up through the spine. I'm feeling this and beginning to fountain through the pineal gland, which is presenting as a pine cone. And when I'm looking at this now, it's like it's producing the charge, but it's the interaction with the rest of the biochemistry, with the rest of the physicality, where it's sort of running a dud. It's not wanting to activate. So we're going to get into this today. As well. Okay, at the same time as I'm looking at that, I'm also seeing the DNA 12-strand template. Which is running multiple lesions and decay through each 12 strand.
Does it look abnormal or normal to you? Are you seeing something you've never seen before?
It doesn't look right, that's for sure. It looks like it's holographically overlaid with an imprint on top of it that's in grey, that's sort of distorting the DNA aspect to it, the organic aspect to it. So we're going to look into that and get that out.
This person told me that I'm connected with like 6 other people around the world, and my DNA is like one big thing. That's why I asked you if it looked kind of abnormal to you.
Right. So I'm just going to draw it and show you as a basic of what you're okay, right. Let's imagine this was a perfect star.
Right.
A 12 star. There's another one holographically overlaid on top of it, but it's twisted and the DNA strands are curved. I've not seen this before, so we're going to dive into this.
Yeah,
right?
That's what she said. She's like, oh, you know what? You are connected with like 6 other people. I mean, she didn't say where they was, but there's 6 other people out here and your DNA is like one big like cord. It's not, and she didn't go into it any further.
Right. Okay. Well, it's my job to kind of go in and restore hybridization. Because this to me, it looks like a kind of technology that's been implanted onto yours as mirroring, almost like trying to clone it in a way, I suppose, or mirror.
Yeah.
Mimicking.
Well, we found my pineal gland connected to a factory of clones.
Okay.
And we don't know where they were at. We're on some other planet, and they held my life force energy, my blue energy, in each one of them, and they were just like rows of them.
Right. Okay, that's very interesting. So what we can do is we call them back.
Yeah.
And that is done automatically, but I would like to journey into this a little bit further.
Okay.
Mirroring the DNA as inorganic. Otoriat rasna sayamnai, maskia ko tarashushum. Okay, so what I'm seeing here is like a plasma sun, a plasma diamond sun that's aligning overhead over the masculine body and blueprint, which holographically holds the DNA templates with the imprint that's situated over the top of it. And we're going to connect that diamond sun down into the center point within the 12 strand. And then within that as well, between each strand hosts something called a fire letter, which is essentially like a genetic imprint of source consciousness. This is the divine alphabet, if you will. And this is where I'm seeing the layers of the disconnect. Okay. And as this is connecting in, the sun's coming down, connecting through center into the center point of the DNA, restoring the bass tones, rebraiding the bass tones with the overtones. And I'm seeing all of this really thick black smoke rising up through the, through the fire letters, the fire letter genetics. And as that's coming up, all of this orange fire is just spinning all around it. So we're going to bring that flame through each genetic strand of the DNA.
Okay.
And I'm just now seeing, as I close my eyes, and I've just seen a body of extraterrestrials. Io koras ma atiana na hia tora shushumia mama o ia tora. Te kiarashna somia a hia kora atopusk mo och kotiatara atiana ma hiashna asa atiano o toboriachi otoi. And I'm just feeling in hordes and hordes of protection coming in. I'm feeling the Emerald Order stepping forwards here as well. And yotorasni yatarashmasma ayokorashusum. Ano yapopo iataresne ese yakona ai. And as they're stepping forwards, I'm seeing all of these rich tones of strong emerald and strong sapphire stepping in. My body's gone really, really goosebumpy, or truth bumpy. So I know we're onto the accurate side of things here. And as the orange fire burns all through the DNA strands and the DNA strand template, it's like I can see the imprint begin to detach itself from your DNA strand. It's almost like it's being where it was screwed into, so to speak. I'm seeing the screws unraveling themselves.
Okay.
And lifting up this false DNA imprint. And run to dissolve. It's dissolving right in front of me, and it is coming. It's absolute extreme hybridization. It is like really dark olive green to gray. It's manipulated where it doesn't sit as an organic strand, and it's curved as well, almost like a tentacle. But as I said, being unscrewed and lifted to release. At the same time, and let's just expand your plasma light body into the DNA strands, and sending a pulse of the diamond body, the diamond sun body, into this DNA, your organic DNA, to really restore. Taking a breath in here, releasing. Releasing, extracting, and then restoring on all levels, all layers of light. And I'm getting so much pressure over the third eye here. There's so much like fear resistance as well from when this inception point actually happened, which I do want to just journey into a little bit and see where it all came about for you, where this hybridization came about. And the immediate thing I'm feeling is the electric wars. What one I trust? And I'm getting so much pain release from the teeth here as well. It's just gone very, very electric, very sensitive and static. And they're showing me all of these layers of genetic encoding that's held through the roots of the teeth, through the membrane of the teeth. And can I understand this a little bit further, please? It is through the nerves. It is through these different iterations, these different locations, but it's also pertaining and holding a specific vibration. The vibration as you speak and pass out, it vibrates and fluctuates through into the world around you, so to speak. This specific encoding of it's like a layer of wisdom or knowledge or something like that that can only be spoken through a vibration, or can only be passed across by a vibration, which is quite interesting. So let's journey into this and just see where this all stems from. I'm also seeing connections into Orion as well. Manipulation. Orion force. Here.
I died when I was 7.
Okay. In this life?
Yeah, in 1972.
Okay. And what happened there?
I crashed my bicycle down in a huge hill. It went real fast, and it started raining, and I flew off the bike, and it knocked me out. And I was told that I had like 45 timelines that created at that point, and I made the decision to come back because of what I knew or what I saw or something like that. I don't know what that was, but I had decided to come back.
Wow. That's quite amazing.
To tell everybody. Everybody needed to know this. They needed to know. So.
Right. Okay. So even with that as well, you can see like layers of walk-in consciousness, or I can see layers of walk-in consciousness coming in with this. Right. Okay. So I'm beginning now to see a trail of yellow light building up underneath the feet through the Earth star. Through this visual of you, the diamond sun, the green and the blue, the DNA, the fake imprinted DNA, and now this yellow yellow sun flame underneath in a circle, the ring of fire, let's call this. Oops. And I'm seeing that this is running an arcing system. First and foremost, it's bringing up layers upon layers of yellow geometry, crystal flamed yellow geometry, which is like a kind of architecture. It's an architecture to rebuild levels of your light body. And I'm also seeing at the same time through the biofield and through the quantum field of the DNA, I'm seeing the arcs rebuild through the flame letter and also into and through the first to 12 strands. It's like a restoration of the intelligence to build through these different strands, starting from the inner point and then graduating out like a Fibonacci spiral. Okay. Creating almost like a lattice effect within the DNA. An organic lattice effect of rebuilding and reconstructing. I need to understand this a little bit more, please. Re-establishing fallen arcs. And think of this almost as if I'm getting so much expansion through the head here and through the brain. Think of this almost like the synapses of the nervous system within the body, where it passes information from one part to another. The fallen arcs would be where it would prevent the information from being passed over, but now it's allowing that flow to interlink and rebuild the holographic DNA, let's say. It is a holographic DNA. It's a body of information, like a codex of information to run to restore. Okay. Codex of information. I always have to write this stuff down because I'll forget it like straight away.
No problem.
Yeah. Codex of information that rebuilds. And it's not just what was, but it's also the upgrade as well. So it's both, it is what was, because it was, obviously it was broken down DNA, but now it's coming back alive. But it's also advanced as well. So it's kind of old and new. Advancement. Amazing. Okay. And as I'm seeing this build, I'm feeling layers of the biofield restructure as well. So like the biophysicality, the biochemistry, it's resurrecting as this is building. It's a light body restructure, which is building the DNA, which is also rebuilding the physical body. What one are you? Light body resurrection. Biochem. Biophysicality. DNA resurrection. And just go ahead and take a couple of breaths here. I'm feeling all of this shift through the left side of the body. I'm getting so much fear coming up to the back of the third eye here. Okay, that's all you know. And this is even coming into the higher chakras as well, coming into the crown. So as we come into the crown location and seeing the fragmented crown chakra, restore. And this is coming through as a translucent crystal pink, lilac, violet, multitonal of this spectrum of color. Restoration of this crystal thousand-petaled lotus, so to speak. And as this is restoring itself, all the way from the root and the sacral chakra, all the way down there, in the masculine body, the right side of the body, there's a lot of activity going on there as well. And as this is restructuring at the crown of the head, I'm seeing the organic broadband re-establish itself, reinitiate its connection, where I'm seeing it going into hijacked levels of awareness, negative alien agenda chatter and talk, like manipulation and mind wave manipulation.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm seeing a big emerald dragon coming into the crown chakra and breathing fire over the crown. As it's doing that, it's severing and dissolving all ties to lower dimensional astral entities, mind wave manipulations, for example, and technology that's in place that is causing these kind of infiltrations and manipulations of the mind.
So it's like overriding that.
It's more so collapsing it out rather than overriding it. It's collapsing it all out. So because even if it was being overridden, just at this moment, it would still need to go in and take it out anyway. So it's collapsing it out with the breath. And I'm seeing it all compiled as lots of tiny scraps of metal coming together, shrinking it down and moving down through the vertical pillar and down into the crystal fire cores at the core of the earth. And we're just going to take a breath in here. And just expand that emerald flame through the entire body as well. It was the Divine Mother as the dragon, I feel, and also Tiamat. And also the Emerald Order. Yeah.
I'm gonna step behind you here just a second. I'm
Okay.
right with you. Just
yeah. No worries.
yeah, I gotta. Okay, go back.
Yeah, no worries.
That animal then.
Oh, bless. Okay. So I'm really feeling a lot of the body open up here as we're calibrating through and releasing this alien or collapsing this alien technology, this infiltration with the flame and expanding that flame through your entire body. And this is when they're bringing in the symbol code of Jupiter. Right, so I'm seeing the 2 and the 4 in one, you know, the symbol of Jupiter. So as that's presenting, it actually feels very expansive. It feels very positive. I know that you've got history over there.
Yeah.
And we're going to bring in the consciousness of Jupiter. And I'm seeing this come in a strong yellow marigold tone. Marigold yellow tone. It's oddly specific, but marigold. Yellow. Okay. And this is now expanding that yellow tone all through the horizontal line, the horizontal axis, your past, your present, your future. Connection to the physical plane. And I'm seeing like these streams of consciousness connecting to you through Jupiter. And I feel this organic stream of consciousness, actually, it's coming through in like a crystal blue, soft, like a pastel crystal blue tone, raging up into more of an aquamarine that's connecting into Jupiter. There's about 6 or 7 of them. And I feel we can actually bring this back and integrate it back into you now. This is your energy there. Is this did you say earlier about having a factory of clones over there? Yeah, okay.
We didn't know where they were located at.
Right,
But,
okay.
but she said that I asked her if she could see anybody moving around, and she said, yeah, they looked like they had Nazi uniforms on.
Okay.
She
So,
asked me if I wanted her to approach him. I said, no, we don't want him knowing that we're here.
okay. So what I'm seeing is these streams of coded consciousness that are connected into Jupiter, and surrounding it is like this.
Here's what got us there is she found this implant over my pineal gland. Okay.
Okay.
And she could read the numbers on it and everything. So I said, who does this belong to? And that's what led us to that factory.
Right.
And she's
Okay.
like, oh my God. She says, each one of these that are here, they have like this thing attached to the back of them, but they have your blue light force in them.
Brilliant.
Each one of them. And she says, there's just rows of you.
Okay. So let's bring this consciousness back. I feel like we can return it now. So I'm seeing it with that light blue tone going into like an aquamarine, with all of these golden codes within them. And there is a film of grey that's situated around the cylinder of blue consciousness. I'm seeing it immediately return, almost like it's drawing itself back in. And we're going to just go ahead and take a breath in here. And release. And as we release, we're going to seal your energy fields as to where these grey energetics kind of emerged itself around you. And from your inside outward, I'm seeing all of these layers of gold kind of expanding outwards, and it's coming through in like a hexagonal grid.
Okay.
Interesting. Okay, a hexagonal grid, but there's also elements to a pentagonal grid as well. Now, the pentagonal I associate heavily with the icosahedron, which is the emotional body. It's water in its purest form. So I feel like this is kind of like interlinked into the emotional body as well. and more, I'm just seeing more of this gold expand out through your body and sealing the outside, the exterior, where any cracks or rips or tears within your own energetic fields were. So these things could have got in. And it's come in through the masculine side as well. Okay. Immediately as this starts to settle in, I'm seeing all of this ruby light begin to emerge overhead, and it feels very strong. It feels like a restoration of tonal depletions within the ruby, within the root.
Mm-hmm.
Restoration, Yotona Yotora. And just to define that a little bit further, where the rips and tears were would be layers of the root, because, or attributes of the field of security, which would interlink with the root. Okay. I'm getting such pain in the base of my spine as well here as we're starting to restore this. And I'm just seeing the tree of life balancing on a red and white beach ball. I feel like it's the colors that are more representation of it, but it's also the plasticity of it as well. So I want to kind of check in further and just see.
What's the meaning of it?
Exactly.
Why are they? Does that mean that we've progressed to a certain point and that's why that's coming up? Or
I feel actually like there's layers of the. Let me tune a little bit further, because I feel like I've got this, but I just need to fully understand this. It feels like the white and red ball that the tree of life is hooked into or connected into is like an artificial light. That's what it feels like, because it's plastic. They keep on referring to the feel of it like a plastic beach ball.
Okay.
So then we should look at where your organic tree of life is actually connected into, and how has it been manipulated. And I'm just going to get up a picture for you, actually. This will probably help a little bit more. Okay, so here we've got the organic tree of life, which is 12 to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And it's this part here, the physicality that's connected into an artificial matrix or an artificial matrix kind of system, that it's being drawn drawing on like a degraded life force, if you will. It's plugged into something artificial, is what I'm trying to say. Yeah. And then on top of that, we've got the tree of anti-life here, which is the 10 sphere, right? 10 sphere tree of life. So I'd just like to connect into that beach ball and see where this is plugged into, because Artificial. It's like an artificial plugin. Okay. So let's observe. I'm seeing it being twisted from underneath the tree and pulled out as if it were like an implant that's right underneath the feet.
Is it?
Okay.
Go ahead.
Sorry, I'm just feeling this now. As soon as they've twisted this out and pulled it, as in got it off, we're going to place it into the fire cores at the core of the earth to run to dissolve. But at the same time as they've done that, I'm feeling all of the body drain from up here all the way down through the body. And I'm seeing it reconnect into the earth body and into the diamond core. To diamond core. Okay. And as it's reconnecting into the diamond core, what I'm feeling is the earth body breathing with your body. Okay. And as it's breathing with your body, it's sending restoration, healing, and reconstruction to connect into an organic matrix, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I just wonder if that other setup was something that would allow me to, excuse me, coexist on other places that rather than Earth, other atmospheres, you know.
Yeah. I feel potentially there is some kind of truth to that. However, with when we brought back all that blue light, this is the next thing that presented. So it's like a mapping of what needs to happen next to unplug yourself from these artificial scenarios, right?
Right.
And
Yeah.
bring all of your soul back in together as one. It's a soul retrieval, essentially. A soul retrieval with a
Remember,
yeah, I remember.
remember I asked you about that?
Yeah.
Then you never answered me.
My sessions are so vast, I never have any idea of what's going to happen on them anyway. So.
No, I mean, I just meant that I had brought it up. It's like,
Yeah.
are you familiar with this?
Yeah,
Because
I mean, I can't say I've ever done one this extensively, but this, yeah, it's definitely happening right now. That's for sure.
Yeah, you're doing awesome.
Oh, thank you so
Really.
much.
I mean,
Brilliant.
it's your passion. That's why you're writing stuff down, because you're very passionate that, you know, this
Yeah.
man's broke and I'm fixing him.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I just want the best for all of my clients, so I want to see you guys thrive and come back into your highest expression. That's always my intention for my sessions, is to bring the best for you. So, and here we go. We'll do our best.
Yeah.
Right. So I feel now plugging back into the organic matrix reality. Ayuturas na hienes na ikiras na tayotora. I'm actually feeling so much relief in the chest at the moment, in the heart. It's like gratitude. It is yeah, like a gratitude, but also a relief. More so on the relief side of things. It's like, oh, thank fuck for this. We've actually found our way home. So I'm just now looking into your light fields as well, where I'm seeing these black nets that are situated through the different dimensional layers. And I keep on hearing an ET, like a Nibiru electrostatic transduction net, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
Which would, are you familiar with this? No? Okay.
A little bit, because I mean, I know I had trained with some metaphysics for some time, but that's
Okay.
how, some of this stuff they coexist.
Right. Okay. So the NETs, the Nibiru electrostatic transduction fields, are essentially like imagine them being like blockers to the different dimensional harmonics. So yes, you can access a multitude of different harmonies within one dimensional field, but then getting up to that next level, it prevents a level of awareness to expand into that. And it's a manipulation to prevent you from coming into that level of awareness. And I'm also hearing about the Zeta Seal as well here, which would be situated on the fourth dimensional strand and also over the heart chakra. And what this does is it essentially blocks the ability to access into astral form, into connecting with your astral body, the lucid dreaming, higher guidance direction. So all of these different layers, and this would actually sit within the J seal removal, really. So we're going to release and remove this one today, and then potentially next time we can look at removing all the other J seals, because these are all implants and stuff like that. I just don't want to step on Indy's toes with doing this kind of work, just as an honor kind of thing.
Well, this is you and me, so
brilliant.
And
okay.
I'm not. I mean, if this is like the greatest thing of all happens to me here, well, I'll probably discuss it with my wife. But outside of that,
fantastic. Okay. Yeah, so I'm just going to share my screen once again, and I'm going to bring up Indy's thing. I actually do work with Indy. I do some of her clients as well, and I do JSEAL removals, but I do them under her website. Like twice a month. So yeah. Okay. So we're going to tune into this Zeta Seal here. Fourth dimensional field, fourth strand of DNA. And what this does is it impinges and blocks that level to access into the astral bodies, lucid dreaming, etc., like I've mentioned before. And this also interlinks when the astral fields are being blocked. We're seeing this done with an NET, and also connecting through the amnesiac barrier as well. So it's really kind of impinged through all of these different layers. So we're going to just expand the plasma light body into the chest. And just begin to see this being twisted out of the chest anti-clockwise. I'm going to send in more of my energy here because I'm seeing a lot of technology within this as well. In the center of the chest cavity, I'm seeing this as like layers of encoding, layers of almost like circuitry. And no, you're Dorasmaati. And I'm feeling this coming right the way down to the base of the spine as well. base of the spine, the back of the head, the top of the crown, going up into the 8th and 9th dimensional field. Sending in my energy to lift and release all of these different plugs. I'm seeing the owl coming forwards here. This owl does not feel friendly. So we're going to go ahead and seal that thing out with a diamond octahedron. Placing up mirrors, diamond mirrors facing outwards to reflect back their own presence as they look in. Bringing in the sword technology. And releasing out tracker tags from the chest.
I don't know what that is.
Tracker tags is a way that they can observe you and maneuver you in certain directions. They're like little red blinkers.
Okay.
And pulling out all of these wires as well, these wires and circuitry, taking all of that out. 3, 2, 1, taking a breath in. And collapse down as it's dissolving upon impact into the fires at the core of the earth. And sending those flames all the way up through the body, connecting into the heart space and through the astral body. Okay, I will also want to do a bit of repair to the astral field as well. The astral field and body. I'm getting so much movement over the third eye here as well. Big, big release. And seeing the holographic DNA open here in blue tone. And bringing in the diamond light from the Grand Central Sun right through to the metagalactic core. We're going to bring that all the way down into the DNA here. Rebraiding the electromagnetic strands. You okay?
No. Well, see, I'm blind in my right eye.
Okay.
And I have no vision. I have no vision there.
Okay.
So I know some of what you're doing. It is possible that I could maybe see some of this, some of what you're doing, maybe fixing something, or I'm looking for changes.
Okay.
And all I'm doing is like blocking the light so I have a better perspective
Okay.
of it. Now I know that, you know, it could be tomorrow, could be 3 days from now. You
Mm.
know, when I actually, this all has an effect on me.
Right. So with my sessions, it normally runs as a gradual opening over the course of a month,
Okay.
and then opens and expands that way, which will bring on anything from subtle shifts into quite potent shifts in your reality and within your body as well.
Okay.
So it kind of varies from that. Okay. I'd also want to bring in this light from the metagalactic core right into the center of the heart where that seal was.
Mm-hmm.
And we're just going to take a breath for 10 seconds on the inhale and then on the exhale. Okay. And exhale for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And release. Okay, amazing. What I also saw there was 12 beings that were sphere in shape. The outside of the sphere was like a kind of lime green to yellow, and then it graduated in as like a teal turquoise blue, like a peacock, and then right in the center of it was red. I've not seen that before either. It's a very interesting session for me today.
Yeah. So I'm told that I'm connected to the Grand Central Sun.
Mm. Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
So if you've ever done your birth chart and you've got anywhere within Sagittarius, Sagittarius is where the galactic core is. And it's within that location that a big chunk of your energy will have come from if you have got that, and that is bringing in that source light. It's the convergence of all celestial bodies within the Grand Central Sun, and it's the residence of source as well.
yeah.
And I'm just seeing the area where the seal had sat through the astral body, through the DNA strand, repairing itself and closing up with like liquid gold. I'm getting a lot of pain through the left eye.
That's where I used to feel what I call my migraines from.
Okay.
Right above it.
Yeah,
Like,
it was
right
like
at the
that.
top of it. Yep.
Yeah, that's where I've just got that pain. So that's very interesting how that's, sorry, go on.
I got metal in my neck I had a fusion done right there between C6 and C7.
Okay.
And it never fused. So that still goes into the nerve that sends the feeling down to your arms.
Right, okay. Interesting. Okay, so the metal, no, not the metal, sorry, the left eye migraine I feel is very much interlinked with the Zeta seal and the fourth strand of DNA.
And what do you think the purpose of that is? I mean, is it to go along with all the most other stuff that I have dealt with that had to do with pain?
So the Zeta seal is technology that was implanted to prevent physical ascension, to prevent the body from going through ascension and to keeping it landlocked into a third dimensional consciousness, third dimensional frequency fence, and into these kind of reincarnation cycles and time loops.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting so much relief on the back of the cranium as well here. and I'm seeing the flower of life blueprint, the organic flower of life, not the Genesis code. I'm seeing the one that was on the right, which isn't negative, just before anyone thinks it is. It is an organic structure in this instance, and I'm just seeing this open and spiral and connect into the third eye, almost as a holographic insert and a holographic update to run a rapid calibration, a rapid opening at the back of the head, reconstructing the chakra system, or upgrading the chakra system. That's really interesting. I've not seen this before either. Flower of life to back of the third eye.
Yeah, it's people's like, you're a jewel, because I get to learn. They're like, I get to learn from you. I've never seen a lot of this stuff, and now I get to experience it. And that's what it's about. It's like getting a new puzzle that you get to work or something like that. It keeps you from getting burnt out on the other stuff, because you're getting to experience stuff you haven't before.
Yeah, definitely. I try and be as descriptive as possible within my sessions, because not only does it help me, but it also helps you kind of understand the terminology, the meanings, the definitions, and what it's going to be doing for you, essentially.
Yeah.
That's what I really want for my clients, is so they've got something that they can take away and they can use themselves as well.
Yeah.
To get them moving forwards. So this flower of life coming in the back of the third eye, I'm just now seeing this extend up into the 11th dimensional field, into the supergalactic highway, so to speak. And I'm seeing and feeling all of this upgrade that's reconstituting through the chakra system. Upgrade of chakras, or chakra. And I'm seeing it oscillate and spin and pulsate through the pine cone. And then what's also coming with that is like a Buddhic symbol, as if Buddha in the lotus position, which is also interlinked with the 11th dimensional field. So we're linking in from the sixth dimensional field, going right the way up into the 11th dimension, and being able to harness and bridge the connection there. It's bridging that Buddhic mind down into the monkey mind, essentially, to slow all the transitions down and to bring the Zen and the silence. I feel like there's about 1,000 more things that go in with this as well, but just to paraphrase a little bit.
Right.
Buddhic mind, 11D connection to 6D field of intuition. And as we are connecting this in, I'm just seeing all of these flowers open in blossom around the pine cone, all along the horizontal line. It's like a flood of abundance and light and life coming back into this area, which is wonderful. And I'm feeling all of that pine cone, pineal gland, third eye open and expand. It's like all the heaviness is just drawing out. So again, taking into consideration that horizontal line with the pine cone sat through the middle, it's expanding along that horizontal, which is connecting into all of your physical incarnations, past, present, future. your connection to the physical earth. So any layers of trauma that you've had in regards to the third eye or the perceptions, being able to perceive your reality in a specific way,
Right.
and allowing all of that to really open and release is what I'm feeling. When you've seen something unbelievably shocking that shut you down, for example, war or scary movies, or even an ex-partner cheating on you or something like that, it's like not being able to face certain realities.
Uh-huh.
Working to clear that now, and I'm feeling the whole body, particularly that of the masculine, opening and releasing.
So isn't that like a sense of like when you have a soul, part of your soul will leave as in a way to uh keep you sane in a sense,
Yep.
like a state, like the state that you would go before, like let's say you were in a bad accident,
Mm-hmm.
and before you reach that state of shock,
Mm-hmm.
where here, like I've had a friend that crashed, and I got up to him, and I mean his leg was just all spiraled
Mm.
up,
Yeah.
but he's just like, Frank, what happened? And I'm sitting here thinking this dude should be he
Mm.
should be pretty bad shape, but I've
Yeah.
learned to try to learn about doing soul retrieval, that fractions of your soul leave each time
Yeah.
that you experience like a traumatic type,
Mm.
and it's a sense of protection.
Yeah, absolutely. But what we're also doing is to accommodate, to bring the soul back, is we have to up and release the memories, the feelings, the emotions that is preventing that soul from returning. And I
Okay.
feel like that's where we're at the moment with
Yeah.
getting your third eye coming back on, is to be able to perceive your reality correctly,
Yeah.
and experience without freaking out. So where it kind of goes, um,
I know pretty much most most of my traumatic experiences that, I'm blind in my right eye because at the age of 3, my mom hit me with a towel,
oh my
and
God.
that split the pupil in my eye, and it hurt quite a bit. And
Oh my God.
it was a bad thing. I've held that against my mom, has now passed away, but
Mm.
uh, I I disconnected from her, when I got older, and well, when I had my own child, and I felt
Yeah.
that bond. I
Mm.
was like, how could my mom have ever been like she was? Well,
Mm.
I learned that the Draco had created her to be a walk-in, to where they could go into her and have that human experience.
Yeah.
And so this explained my mom's rages and stuff that she would experience from time to time.
Mm.
Um, but just have to say that most of my traumatic experiences would probably be like from a few relationship pains,
Mm.
like that's just, the ones that would have me questioning whether I wanted to be here or not,
Right.
and
Yeah, absolutely.
because I'm the kind of person that everybody comes to me to solve stuff, or I have been, and I never have to reach out to somebody. So when you get in a situation like a divorce or something like that, and you can't fix it,
Mm.
it's hard. It's hard,
Yeah, absolutely. No, I get that. Let's take your mom and these ex-partners and place them into the fires at the core of the earth. Let's dissolve their energy from your field. Okay. I'm gonna, how many? 3, 2. Just taking them now and just walking them with love, not to harm or to hurt, but just to intentionally dissolve their energy from your field. All of that wounding and the trauma. And with the ex-partners, we see them as means of when the breakup happens, it's the you moving out of vibrational alignment with these people. So you're ready to open up to that next level, and it only gets nasty when we're not listening to move. Seeing the first one in and the second. And we'll do your mom in a minute. I'm feeling all of this energy release right from the back of the head, right from the back of the third eye, and moving all the way down through the left side body and through the right side shoulder. It's almost like there's a trapped nerve or something within the left side shoulder, trapped in the muscles behind the shoulder blade or in front of the shoulder. Yeah, I'm also getting a lot of stuff over the backbone on the left side, and I'm getting a lot of tenseness going through the breath. Almost like concrete sat over the chest. I'm going to take all of this down. And in those momentums, we can also bring in forgiveness with a new understanding of vibrational match and signature, but also gratitude as well, because you now have a lovely wife that you're connected with. You've got a wonderful child, that you found love, which helped you repurpose and re-understand what true love is. And it's that unconditional feeling that you get within having your own spawn, your own child. Something that your mother was not shown in her own life. Right? And that's where the compassion comes in. I mean, we could do a whole session on these people as well, to really break it all down and restore. But just for now, what we'll do is we'll just take all of these people down, bringing in that forgiveness, bringing in the gratitude that you found that love within yourself, and you've actively looked for it as well. This is the lesson. It's like you've actively looked to find that love, and that's the important thing, because that's what has differentiated you between them. Right. And not only that, has it strengthened you as a person to come into that heightened level of love and strength and honor. Okay. Feeling them burn, all the cords coming off. And I'm feeling so much disempowerment release from the solar plexus. There's a lot of electricity going on over the solar plex, where you just above your belly button. It's really expanded across this region, almost as if I'm getting cramps within the muscles, electrical cramps within the muscles.
Yeah, that's like the worst part of my body is my stomach. Everywhere where you just described, because it's like I have body fat, but my stomach wall has split apart, and it's like,
what? Yeah.
It's like, I've been like Arcturians, like inject something in there that burns this fat away down here or whatever it is, but that's been like and I got edema in my right leg since it's been there for, I don't know, it's probably 12, 13 years.
Okay.
And it's all because I'm not active.
Well, you can do what you can do at the moment, and there's no guilt within that. There's also no reason for this thing to stay as well, since you've just identified it, and you've identified it. Well, it's the case of understanding and having compassion for yourself as to reasoning. You don't have to have anything in your body if you don't want to. Right? You've got that power. and it's the law of consent. Do you consent to having this thing in your leg?
No.
Absolutely. So get it gone. Okay. Well, let's just see that being drawn out, almost like a black liquid, a black sticky tar, or like a sticky goo, being pulled out through the leg, through the foot, and placed into the fires at the core of the earth. I'm really feeling all of that right side of the body open up here as well. And placed into the fires, working to dissolve. And we're going to also bring up the emerald flame and the sapphire flame as well, up through the leg, up through the foot, and just bring it up as a repair. Take it through each dimensional layer of the body. And we're also going to bring it up into all of those locations, like in the electrical cramps within the stomach. And I'm just seeing the Divine Mother, no, it's an angel. Okay, here. It also looks like Athena at the same time. Coming in and just funneling all of this really beautiful yellow gold light, like a cone, into the abdomen. Restoring all of these pathways. Rewiring the electrical currents within the solar plex. So as it's rewiring, what I'm seeing is it's almost like being maneuvered to anchor through the feet and into the diamond core of the earth, bringing that electric current of disempowerment down, where it had kind of sat within. And blocked up in all of these different locations where your flows of masculine consciousness were preventing itself from moving, and anchoring it down to the diamond core of the earth, allowing this flow of masculine consciousness from moving through the body congruently, but also releasing the disempowerment as well. It's a release of all of that consciousness where these people had disempowered you, the ex-partners, the mother. Now that you can see that you've come through that journey, you've learned what you've needed to learn from them, and you are standing there happily married, with child, working on yourself to get better. You know, that's real strength. That's the strength that you want to be showing yourself that you are doing every day, and bringing that back into this area so you can say goodbye to this trauma. Right? So we update through the nososphere. We're going to update through your guidance structure. Taking a breath in here. Pivoting the mind fields to reorient the pathways of belief and the way that you're seeing yourself, the way that you're talking to yourself, the way that you know thyself, that actually you're doing a really damn good job. Right? And that's the important thing. So having these kind of levels of negative mind chatter that are eating away, that bring in these kind of illnesses, they don't need to stand there anymore. Okay, so we're going to take 3 breaths here and just move everything down into the fires. Moving out any resistance coming all over the back side of the body that's hidden behind you. And feeling that move down. It also, the resistance feels like the body tensing itself up, like it doesn't want to experience something. For some reason, I'm getting the images of Long Island Medium. There's a TV show from like the 2000s called Long Island Medium. I don't know why I'm seeing her, Teresa something.
Yeah, I know who you're talking
Yeah,
about.
so strange, isn't it? I'm like, why am I seeing this?
Yeah, I never connected with her though, but I watched several of her shows.
Okay. Why am I seeing this? I'm just hearing, I'm feeling a lot of sadness here. Okay, right, I understand. I'm feeling a lot of sadness and a lot of remorse coming through here. And it's like I've got your mom standing on my left side of the shoulder, and she's placing her hand on my arm, my shoulder, and she's tapping her nails. And it's Teresa's nails that, or Long Island Medium's nails that brought the resonance to this. But what I'm
Yeah,
feeling here is so much remorse and so much sadness, regret, um, coming through. I don't normally do mediumship, but this is, again, this session is not my ordinary session. It's like, well, they never are, but she is coming forwards now and she is asking for forgiveness, and she is asking to understand. And she's showing me images of a violent father or a masculine figure in her life. Is that accurate as well?
her husband, my
Okay.
dad.
Right.
They divorced when I was 6 months old.
Okay.
You know, the thing is, I forgive her because she doesn't know what I told you about her situation the with what they done with her. What they could walk into her. That's where all her rage came from.
Right.
I don't think she knows about that. She was she said all my life how I had to be somebody else's dad because it just didn't work out because she had been so many months pregnant. And
Mm,
here, when I find out that I was then, they removed a fetus from her, which was a girl, and when she
mm,
was 1 month pregnant, and then they implanted me into her, and this is
right.
all to meet their agenda, is what it was.
Yeah.
But she doesn't know that. She doesn't understand that, and because she doesn't know or understand that, that's why I
Mm.
could see why she was the person she was.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, she's understanding now to this degree, but again, I can feel the remorse and I can feel the sadness, but I can also feel the release through the feminine body. And she said that she didn't feel supported or helped in any way, and she knows that that was not an excuse. She just found it really, really too stressful, um, in knowing how to mother, really.
Right.
Mas
Well,
neo toras maatia.
no, there is no, you don't, you shouldn't really have to look for guidance from others. You should learn with common sense to what you need to do to be. I mean, here's the way I
Mm.
look at it. When my daughter was born,
Mm.
I heard a little sound from her, I had like an instant DNA activation where pins and needles and cold chills shot up and down my body.
Mm.
And it's like I got this DNA up, upgrade right then
Mm.
about being a parent.
Yeah.
So what that did is that I did things that I wouldn't normally never did. I saw things, everything looked different to me from that point on.
Yeah.
And maybe she didn't have that. But like I said, when I become a parent, that's when I realized it's like, oh my God,
Mm.
I- feeling this bond that you have with your child, how could you ever do some of the things that took place with me? I mean,
Mm.
now I didn't have no crap done, like sexual stuff. I didn't
Mm.
experience stuff like that in my life or nothing. It's just my mom was more selfish, more into herself, more wanting to run, leaving me with people to babysit, to be babysat, whatnot. But anyway.
Yeah. So let's release out that anger, release out the resentment, and release out all of these different attributes that have come forwards just now from your mouth, that are all interlinked, because that's all symbolic that it's still kind of prevalent.
Okay.
And I'm feeling that coming through the wounded masculine, or the wounded child, really, but on the masculine side. She's also giving you a red and gold rose, a red rose with a gold aura around it as well, and she's laying it upon your heart. She's also bringing this book, it looks like a Byzantium Bible or something like that, which can be a symbol code, or she could have actually left you a Bible, or she kept one in the house, maybe not looking at it, but I feel like it's more of a symbol code, if anything.
Okay.
It really does feel like that now. So it's like the symbol code holding levels of prophecy, levels of scripture that I'm seeing holographically now open from the book and move all around your body. Essentially, it's almost like sitting as a field of awareness that's running to update. And I'm seeing Yeshua weep as well here. I can see him merge to your right side body, to the wounded child, to the wounded masculine. And as he's merging into the body, I'm feeling it almost like he's restoring all of that wounding from distorted masculine to divine masculine. Right?
Okay.
And I'm feeling all of this electricity run through the neck here, and not just through the neck, but it's all through the right side body, coming down into the like even into like the sexual organs, going up into the hip, into the abdomen, right down into the foot as well. It's a complete stepping into masculine, divine masculinity is what I feel. Restructuring distorted masculine. And I'm getting very strong pain in my left kidney. Pressure over the third eye. This feels like a very strong fear modulation. Okay, right, interesting. So very strong fear modulations purging through the body, enmeshed within the physical kidney, but also into the adrenals. And as it's all purging out, I'm feeling it run through the central column, situating over the third eye, which is where how you've perceived the situation, and then also over the heart, how you've experienced and how it made you feel. And I can hear you shout. And it's like you are honoring your feelings in this moment. And I can hear you say directly from the heart exactly how it's made you feel in your entire truth. And I'm just seeing this band of green energy all around the head with a star opening, 8-pointed star opening over the third eye in like a white diamond. I'm hearing the words Yeste Malete, and it sounds like a kind of light language, but or even like a foreign planetary body here. Neotorashma Asuya. I feel like it's interconnected into like the Magi Grail Kings and also to the Emerald Order. And I can see them place these gifts at your feet at the moment. This like big, I don't know what it is, but it looks like a silver ball or a silver rock almost that's got such a strong vibration to it. I'm seeing it blend into the feet and running all the way up through the body. And through that vertical pillar of light. That's just done a number on my solar plexus as well. It's like all over the stomach. I've just felt a big shift in pain that's just unset itself or released itself. Almost as if where you mentioned about the stomach wall splitting.
It sounds like you're experiencing like the passing of a kidney stone, which that's what I've had. I've had issues like I had to stop eating chocolate, drinking Coke, caffeine, anything like that, because I don't want to have to go to the hospital. And that's it. It's just I do everything I can to have to go to the hospital. But as far as when a stone goes down, you know, through the tube, and then it reaches a point right where you're talking about that it's horrific pain. Until it passes that point, you're in a lot of trouble.
Right, okay. Yeah, it's right through my solar plex here, through that belly line as well. That's where I'm feeling the reconstruction taking place.
Yeah. And here, let me show you something. Now you're going to see this is my heating pad.
Yeah.
But you're gonna see marks on me from that.
Yeah.
But I'm going to press my stomach up and I'm going to show you what it looks like. Watch this.
Oh.
Can you see this bulge?
Yeah.
That's where the stomach has pulled apart, and now it's an actual hernia.
Oh my God.
Right there. But
yeah,
this shouldn't be there.
No, definitely not.
And I eat very healthy. I mean, I shouldn't say very healthy, but I eat healthy.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't eat junk or.
Yeah. So I'm feeling all of that kind of calibrate here with that silver. And I'm getting all of this tension and pain releasing from the right side shoulder. I'm just taking a deep breath here, and I'm feeling all of this black toxic liquid moving up through the body, and it's coming out like plasma, ectoplasm, releasing. And I'm starting to get relief through the stomach region, through that area, exactly what I've just talked about. Okay. I'm gonna have to wrap this up. What a smart team.
Was that a parasite, or was that a being?
Yeah, I would say it was a parasitic. I would say it's parasitic. It's also miasma. Like layers of miasma, which is coming as like a black tar, ectoplasmic goo. And the miasma holds karma, it holds trauma, it holds everything, and it feeds on it as well. So it's like dead light.
Okay.
Right. Well, if light could die, that's what it would be.
So is it possible for you to like see ahead a little bit to see if I'll be like okay tonight, because I had a friend of mine that she helped me. We worked on some stuff before, and she pulled something black up out of me, and for like 6 or 7 hours, it was okay right at that time, but like an hour or so after that, I was like pasted to my chair.
Really?
It's almost like I went through a reset. It's like I didn't even know if I was going to know how to walk.
Yeah.
I was really messed up, for a while. But
okay. Well, what I'm feeling with this release as well is all of these like cords that are coming down into, or like almost like veins that are connected to this miasma entity, plasma, into the kidneys, into like the biotissues. I'm seeing and feeling all of this release, and it's also connected all over the back as well, the back right shoulder, and going up into the jaw as well.
Okay.
So I'm feeling all of this release now. I'm not entirely sure what's going to happen to you afterwards, but I don't think you're going to be in trouble.
Okay.
If that's any consolation. I've never had a problem with a client or an issue with a client afterwards. They've always had a really positive experience. But depends on your your perception of positive. So,
The way I look at it is that, like I asked myself earlier, it's like, I wonder why I didn't get directed to him in the beginning.
Right. Yeah.
But it's almost like I had to go through this expected journey through these other people and learning these things along the way.
Yeah.
And now I come to you, and like I said, it literally could be that you're actually my missing link. It's like you hold what I need, considering, and you've seen what you've seen, and it's like, it's pretty messed up stuff going on here with this guy, or has it?
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely. Well, let's just see how it goes. Drop me a message tomorrow and we'll see how you're getting on.
Okay. Yeah, I will.
I just want to close you up now. So we're just going to seal. We're going to update through all of your fields. We're going to remove any karmic residue with the breath, any layers of attachments, things like that. Taking a breath in and just seeing it all collapse down into the fires at the core of the earth, containing and burning, dissolving, breathing in, releasing, updating through all levels or layers of light. We're going to update through all fields and your localized grids, and sealing forward through all levels or layers of light, sealing forward through all of your channels, sealing forward through and through the breath of the divine I am presence, taking the breath in and releasing. And when you're ready, you can come back around. I'll just stop the recording now.